Marvel's come out with more movies than you guys, because I've always wanted DC to come out with more movies. So I'm just really glad that you guys are starting to look at that and move forward with it.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, can I just interrupt for 1 second? I just got handed a note. Who asked the question about the trades? The first question up? First question up on the trades? Where are you? Hey, just to let you know, Green Lantern Rebirth, a new edition publishing first week of May, and it's packed with additional added material, so it's added value for it as well.
We just did this for you right now.
Yeah, we just... And Losers Volume 5, well actually Volumes 3, 4, and 5 are now being combined into one book, shipping very soon, which we also feel is a much better value, okay?
So far it's not coming out until August.
Oh, there's other things to read till then. Next up, Batman. Hey, how do you?
Yeah, I heard what Joe Quesada tried to do to the ring books, and I had a fruit basket for you. But,
You know, I did get a fruit basket, by the way.
Yeah,
I really got a fruit basket, yeah. It was dried fruit, but it was actually pretty good. Of course, I made everybody else sample it first, just like that.
I really love the Secret Origin style, like Green Lantern, Secret Origin, Superman, Secret Origin. Are you going to be bringing more of those out? Are you going to be more frequent? Like, are you doing one for like Batman, for Wonder Woman, for like Booster Gold? Like, would they see any of that?
Sure. Well, I'm doing the Flash Secret Origin. That's going to start in, I think, around fall. Hopefully there are plans for more of those. I really like those books because I can hand Green Lantern Secret Origin to anybody and they can read it and get caught up on those.
Yeah, they're really accessible to anybody. Yeah. That's what makes them good. The stories are really accessible. So
I think if we do more, I know it's going to be, we're not going to just be like, oh, Mr. Gold, Secret Origin. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little more judicious than that.
Yeah.
Though I love Booster Gold.
Yeah, one of the funniest things when Jeff was doing, which tells you the whole business really in some ways, when Jeff was doing Superman Secret Origin, somebody in one of the panels actually raised his hand going, didn't you just tell his origin 20 years ago? Why are we revisiting this? And I looked at him like, 20 years ago and we can't do it again? He goes, oh, I can't believe you're going to be changing it. And we aren't really changing it, but I think it's important to contemporize these things and move them up and represent them and repackage them. Because we always want to be out there and accessible to as many new fans as possible. And books like that, I believe, are the first reads for a number of people, so it's a really good thing to have those things going. But that's something that's a franchise that Jeff is building out, and we're going to continue to build it out in that fashion.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, man.
I just had two. Sorry. I just had two questions. I was wondering what you guys were planning on doing on delayed comics. Because, I mean, there's the obvious things of other books, but like... I'm sorry, I'll avoid looking at your link. But no, I was actually sorry. Flash Rebirth. It's both of you right there, so this is awkward. I found that Flash Rebirth was like a really bad example of delays because like. There was also Legion of Three World was delayed, and then if you hadn't read it, you found out about Bart, and then all that led into
Totally. You know what? I totally agree with you. I trust me. It hurts me as much as it hurts you because it hurts the story. You know, I think stories can just get hurt by a story being late or things ship out of order. Blackest Night was an example of I think how we hope to proceed from this point out.
Yeah, let me say two things also on that, because in defense of everybody here, honestly. Last year we heard a lot of problems about delays, and we went into extraordinary levels to correct those situations, and we really did. And at the end of the year, we delivered close to 95% on-time delivery. Now, granted, you mentioned a couple of books, which are the ones you really want, so those slipped away. But in those cases, you know, we argue hard about those choices, because in my mind, something as important as a Flash Rebirth, we need to make sure it's done because it's going to be sitting on the shelf. You know the guy that just talked about Green Lantern Rebirth? Want to make sure it's a book sitting there? We have to make sure that Flash Rebirth is the book that's going to be sitting there for a long time, and we want to make sure if it means a little bit later, or a lot later in regards to periodicals, it didn't affect all the other series, but it means an important book for us that we want it to be as good as possible because we know it's going to be up there for a long time. So we go back and forth on these choices. And the main choice is that if it's important to the storytelling, the history, the fiction now, we try to get those books on time and on schedule. If it's something that's important that we feel is going to be sitting on a shelf for a long time, like a Rebirth, then we're going to take the time to make sure it's the best thing it can be. Okay?
Yeah, and then just real quick, if I could ask about like advertising, because it seems like
Sure, you
within
want- I'm sorry, go ahead.
it seems like within comics it's really insular, like it's just within comics that other books are being advertised. But I know like Nemesis had like a big like Times Square billboard. So
That was a phony picture, dude.
It was?
Yes, it was.
Okay, bad example then, but I was just wondering if
Here, what's it bad?
we're hoping to expand on like advertising.
We're gonna get a real billboard.
Yes. Placards.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well,
You're welcome. Thank you now. Next one up.
Hey guys, first of all, Jeff Johns, you do great work. I really enjoy your work. And Jim, I'm glad you're going to be drawing again because I think you draw the best Batman out there.
Thank you.
And Dan, this question is kind of toward you.
Oh.
You made a comment earlier about making DC Comics #1 again, which
Yep.
is a great goal. I always kind of wondered myself how much it bothers you to see the other company at #1 when I think you guys are the best characters. And behind closed doors, it make you mad, you kick your desk, you hit your desk. And second of all,
Whoever said it's lies, I tell you, it's all lies.
and second of all, I mean, are there a couple of things in your mind that you told yourself, hey, look, here's what we got to do, guys, going forward. If we really want to go ahead and be #1, we got to tap into this and that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the fun part. The reason why the three of us are sitting here. You're looking at three of the most competitive people in comics sitting side by side right now. And it's great to have that level of support, that great to level to have creative energy. It's great to have that level of ideas. I mean, this is weird for me. I have to digress 1 second because the very first panel I sat next to Jim. Very first panel I sat on 8 years ago. And during that whole time, Jim doodled. And I never forgot, he answered every question, it was great, and he doodled and he gave me the picture afterwards. And that was my biggest fanboy moment. So for me, I know the importance of the value of what we create and how people react to it and how important it is to create the books that people get excited about. And now we've got two of the strongest creators in the business sitting at the top of the company, helping lead the creative charge. Not just making suggestions from the sides, but being in there to be able to implement them on every level. Trust me when I say this is going to work really well. Okay?
Hello. Wow, that's loud. But yeah, I'm a younger comic reader, and I was wondering. Thanks. Yeah, I was wondering if there's some sort of like editorial mandate, or maybe I'm just misreading it, that it seems like the younger characters that I've been attached to, like Cassandra Cain or Owen Mercer or Tempest, Damage, that those guys.
Tempest is like from 1962.
My mistake. I wasn't alive then, but it's like, yeah, I really like these guys, and it seems like they're taking a backseat to like a lot of the older characters being revived or returning or whatever. And is that like personal preference? Am I reading into too much of that?
I think you actually might be reading a little too much into that. All the characters go through cyclical changes, and while you mentioned those characters younger, we also could talk about Cassie Sandsmark, we could talk about Stephanie Brown, we could talk about all the other characters, the young characters that are out there right now, and somebody would argue that Hulk coming back is... Oops, did I... That's okay. It's at least one a panel.
Yeah, I mean, there's and also you look at characters like Larfleet, it's a brand name. So I think that you're going to probably read into what you want to read into, but there's certainly no. I mean, I was the one that brought Damage up. From he was just kind of on the sidelines since the '90s, and I put him in JSA for 2 years because I liked the character.
And that was awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. But it's I love Superboy. He's a '90s character. So I love Cyborg Superman. He's a '90s character. It's big character in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
There's both. There's all. There's no preference. I didn't grow up in I wasn't around in 1962 either. I didn't grow up in the
What's the
Silver
problem
Age.
with being around 1962?
Sorry, I wasn't around. Yeah, I wasn't around.
And are you guys hiring?